Okay, here we go. We're back, Baruch Hashem, another incredible week, learning a little bit about tefillah each and every day. B'siyata d'shmaya. We're middle of Shearim b'tefillah. In the Hebrew edition, we're on page 29, in the middle of the chapter called the Bitzur, the type of tefillah called Bitzar Li. When I'm in Tsar, Ekra Hashem. I call out to Hashem. Now, Hashem Pincus today begins by describing to us a fundamental way that Hashem runs this world. It's a little bit of a deep and philosophical idea, but let's try to understand it. He says one of the klolim gedolim in the way of hashgacha, the way that Hashem deals with us in this world, is that even though Hashem sees everything and He knows everything, Hashem is Kol Yachol. Hashem knows, sees every single thing. Aval kach siderhu yisbarach. This is the way that Hashem created this world. Hanhagas Olam, that what? Shekaviyachol ki'ilu eino yiraya. Hashem created this world that even though He knows everything, He sees everything, He makes it as if He does not see masha'in marin lefanav, something that's not shown to Him, ve'eino yodeya, and He makes it as if it's not known, mashaloi ma'irin elav yisbarach, that which is not awakened to Him. And from here answers a fundamental idea in all of tefillah. Because when it comes to tefillah, we often wonder, what am I doing? I'm asking Hashem to help me, get me better. He knows I need help. I'm asking Hashem for parnasa. He knows I need parnasa. What exactly are we doing? We sometimes wonder. It's Hashem knows. So if He knows, why am I asking Him? And if He's not giving it to me, then He knows He's not good for me. So there's many answers to this question. But Hashem is delving very deeply, and he's explaining to us that the way that Hashem created this world, that the hashgacha of this world is that if you don't tell Hashem kaviyachol, if you don't open His eyes kaviyachol, if you don't put it on Hashem's table, He makes it as if He doesn't know. And He says, I'll give you two examples how to understand this. Here's a very basic example. Someone's father is the top heart surgeon in the world. The best. And this guy's son, this heart surgeon's son, meets a friend, and he tells his friend, I just came back from the doctor, and unfortunately I have a horrible heart condition. The friend says, I feel so bad for you. And the friend says, wait 1 second. Isn't your father the top heart surgeon in the world? He says, yeah. He says, so is he performing surgery for you? He says, no, I'm not sure. So, what do you mean you're not sure? He's your father. He says, I didn't tell him. He doesn't know that I have this problem. If he doesn't know you have the problem, of course he can't perform the surgery for you. Says Rav Shimshon Pincus, our loving Father, Hashem, is the greatest heart surgeon, is the greatest person to give parnasa. He could help our children, He could help our health, but if we don't tell Him what we need, He's not going to do it for us. So the form of tefillah that we're discussing called bitzur, to cry out to Hashem and explain to Him how much we need Him, now we realize how incredibly deep and important this is. Because when we tell Hashem, Barich Aleinu, give us parnasa, it's not that He doesn't know we need parnasa. We're opening Hashem's eyes, kaviyachol, to say, please, allow the business to run well. Rifainu, but He knows that your back is hurting you, correct. But now that when you ask your loving Father, when you ask that heart specialist, and then He gives us a second example. He says, for example, the king, all these examples always have to do with the king. The king banishes his son, and the son is outside, and the son is screaming, help me, help me, help me. But the king sent him out. Or maybe you tell a kid and you put the kid in the corner, and the kid's screaming and screaming. You don't take him out of the corner because he's getting punished. But at the moment that the scream, the moment that the cry of the kid is desperation, is you realize he's in pain, you put the kid in the corner, and the kid cries and the kid screams. But then you're like, oh no! And you realize, something just fell on the kid. Of course you go run and save him, but you put him in the corner. You're right. But when there's a cry from distress, batzar li, when we cry out to Hashem in distress, ekra Hashem, says David HaMelech. I call out to Hashem and then He's going to answer me. So we're learning today a fundamental idea in all of tefillah. Why do we daven? Why do we daven from a place of distress? Why is it so incredibly important to tell Hashem of our needs? And of course, this aids in kavanah. This makes the conversation so much easier, like we've spoken about, because you're telling someone what you need. You're realizing that the brachas of Shemona Esrei are not just praises. We're turning to Hashem, not just giving him the laundry list, but allowing the best heart surgeon in the world to know his loving son needs surgery. And Amir Hashem, connect to him through tefillah.